Quickmath, can they get it done again? Could they go for the clean sweep on Miramar? Only time will tell. But that magnet is sat there going, trying to pull away, and Quickmath are having none of it.
It's crazy. The thing is, Gamerlegion loots that area, right?
Yep.
Are they going to go away this time? If it's inside the circle, they're just all four going to go
just
to that
sit
compound.
there, don't move, never let it go.
I just want to see if this area is anywhere inside the circle. I just want to see how many teams at least look down there like, oh, is it?
Could it be free?
Could it be ours this game? Are we actually going to get it this time?
I guarantee you, if someone takes that spot away from them, it just all falls apart. Like they're
going to get 16th place, no kills.
Yeah, it's fully hard shifts away. It's like, yep, not happening. Every other team's just shooting at them the moment they get there. Like, there's Quickmath. Turns out to be someone else, and they go,
Maybe we should give it to Quickmath just to test it. It's like a Mythbuster thing. If Quickmath sit there, does the circle guaranteed to go there?
Because
it went south. I mean, it went west enough to not go there. But then the hard shifts east twice and goes back up there again. I mean, we said it off of the first game where they got lucky with the circles. We said, no matter where it goes, if it's still in, they're going to stay.
Yeah.
And they were on the northern edge for a while when it went down where Avangar came in from the southern side. They were like, nope, we're staying. Toby said it, we're staying. And the circle goes back up there. What the hell is going on?
I'm pretty sure they will just, whenever they get the opportunity, just take that compound. I think we need to now go through the other games and see how many times they had that compound.
Where they didn't go there.
Yeah.
So it was all worth it in the end. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
All the effort. Are they just going to drop there and land there immediately now? Maybe they're just
This
all
is ours,
going to
let's
land in
go.
that compound and not loot anything but that. Nope, they're all going out, obviously, to the places they've gone to before in this circle, or this plane, I should say. Very, very similar to what we saw in game number 1. So most teams should get to go where they want. 4AK could have gone Monte, they'll go La Copraria instead. Tornado Energy, they'll be landing for vehicles, going over towards El Pozo. And Gamerlegion, they'll all 4 be landing in the Quickmath compound, and they'll just stay there until the game ends on their hits. That's going to be everybody's go-to strategy from now on. Secure the Quickmath compound until it's not there anymore.
Secure the Quickmath compound until it's just... Or you just get a team of 4. Yeah. Well, obviously a squad if you get your full team up. And just everyone nades it. Just nade. Just nade.
Yeah.
Just clear it out. Make sure it's uninhabitable.
That's all. That's another option. And whenever the next patch comes in, you can blow up gas cans. That's going to be like the place that everyone goes to put up gas cans early game and then leave because nobody's the servant of that area. Will it be in now, though? No, we're going north. No more Quickmath compound. And now we're looking to see Quickmath. Which compound are you going to bring the magnet to this time around? Because obviously it's going to happen again. Only question is going to be, which compound do you decide to go to? El Diablo agrees with me. And
I think you agree with El Diablo.
We agree with each other.
Yeah.
We agree with each other.
Yeah.
Me and Diablo, we have a thing, me and El Diablo.
You're not walking up to him being like, you agree with me, don't you? Because he'd then pummel your face in.
I've told you, James, I'm the skinny, scary guy, you know? the unpredictable
Toby,
guy.
I love you. You're a good friend. There is nothing about you that intimidates or scares me.
What if I had a sword?
Still no, because you probably wouldn't be able to use it. You're not swinging it around.
I've seen enough Power Rangers and played Assassin's Creed enough to know how to handle a sword, James. I'll just do all my combos from the game and it's easy peasy.
I'm literally trained to disarm people with guns and...
You've never been against me with a sword.
Oh, God. Someone save me from this madness. Someone save me.
In any case, Moonwolf, they got a good showing in game 1. And with the whole Risu... I have a hard time now kind of picking these two games apart from one another. Because I just thought that last game was when Risu crawled his way forward. But that was game 1.
Yeah. No, we had Moon was our new solo for
I
the
know,
second
but
game.
it's just because all the circles, all scenarios were so similar that I had a hard
You're
time
like,
really
what
figuring
is
out what was in what game and whatnot. But Moonwolf, of course, off of a tough day yesterday, want to get a good final bunch of points in there, especially with Quickmath just separating themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're the team to beat PG, because that gap is still there. It's just that Quickmath, they just leave, like they just jump the gap, right?
Yes.
And Moonwolf, they're the next ones to try and make that gap any smaller.
I'm really intrigued to see what Quickmath can do this time around now. Can they turn things around and say it's not just down to the circles we got? Can we do it on our individual basis? And can we actually take some fights where we can't just sit passive for a while? It'll be interesting to watch it all go down because we've got plenty of time to come away with this one. Quickmath are in the current circle of where it's popped, They do have Riddle, We Need a Home, and Tornado all close by. But what's impressed me most is last time around, Quickmath again were aggressive from the compound regardless.
Yeah.
That's why Misse was able to pick up so many kills.
For sure.
So can they start doing this a bit earlier on and maybe fight off some of these teams on their rotations around them and create some space for themselves?
And they have to be. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
They need to be this aggressive. I mean, sure, the first game the Circles went there and teams will be looking even more at it for the game number 2, but whenever you have a center position, especially when it's so open, you cannot let teams come to your compound. Because if one team does, we see it so many times how it just becomes a domino effect with all the shacks that we see in the open. One team pushes a shack, all the teams that are sitting, they're looking, they're waiting, saying, oh, get some knocks in on either side, and we'll be that third party poof, that just crashes into you. This happens the exact same way with big compounds too, more often than not. So never even leave it as an opportunity for teams to go to your compound. That has to be one of those, oh, Quickmath is there, we're not going to go there. That's what's going to allow for you to sit in the camp and a confident shootout at people.
Keep them away, keep them at bay. Besiktas, they need to turn things around. A 16th place and a 13th place. Not been the strongest Miramar players coming out from them. They have been getting active. They've been looking to take the kills, but they've not been able to get as many kill points going their way.
You know what we need? We need them to take a fight with Desperado, win it, and then we need them to do some emotes. That's the motivation they need. They haven't done enough BMing this game.
Wait a second. Did Besiktas still in the top 8, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
They can BM. They can BM. Yeah,
that's fine. They can
yeah,
BM. I'm just making sure the rules are still there.
Yep. They can BM. They can BM. That's what they need. They need to just chill it out and be a little more rude, a little more savage.
We said about 4 AK still have a chance to try and get into that 12th spot. Getting a supply crate this early on for Nixties and getting a central position with the circle going towards you. Can that be what they needed to make this happen?
It sure can help them. Lipson off of a 9-kill game, of course, wants to continue where he left off. But also, you can see as soon as you start shooting, jump back. Don't leave yourself that exposed, mate. This circle, though, it's north, Quickmath is center. And, well, we all know where it's going to end now because they found a compound.
Let's see if Quickmath can bring this one closer to them, or they will have to make some difficult rotations. And how they'll handle it is going to be the key thing.
Yeah.
For me, I'm interested to see what Zen do from here, because they're going a similar direction if anyone's looking at the map screen. At 7, remember they started off at Puta Paraíso, so they're going to work their way all the way down south and come all the way up on the western side and fight their way in. But there is still quite a bit of space here for them. But they've never had to do a big rotation like this on Miramar for the longest time.
And that's true. They have been within a little small, shorter distances.
Well, the only other North one I remember, they came from Valdemar, so it wasn't as hard for them. So this is the longer fight ahead of them.
Well, unfortunately, they're not a team to shy away from the long rotation when it's needed, so they'll be in all kinds of satisfied with that. Game number 1 as well, I don't think they had a single kill before 17, 18 minutes into the game. So it's clearly something they've been able to play from and with before, because they know late game, 4 guys alive. That's when we start harvesting, right?
A lot of our bigger teams have struggled today on Miramar, though. Gamerlegion being one of them as well.
Yeah, they didn't really have anything going their way last game. They were picking... I mean, they got really unfortunate with the whole bike thing with Hamster and Bjorn there early on in the game. But even from that, they couldn't really get anything going.
Was that one game 1 that they did the bike thing?
James, I'm gonna say it was
So
like
the
game
same.
2. I'm gonna say game 2, but it probably was game 1.
I have no idea anymore. It has been the same.
It has actually been the same.
All of the moments I'm thinking about is even the fact that Tornado went over the same road twice.
It has been the same, James. We're talking patterns. There are plenty of patterns happening in these games, guys. And honestly, if you're a player, I mean, the fact that we can have so many teams do the same things, sure, the circle makes it that much more possible, but it goes to show that if you're an analyst for a team, if you're a coach, if you're even just a guy trying to sit and understand what these guys are doing and how they're doing it, they do the same things multiple times. And if you're a counterpart to it, if you're a team trying to, well, make your way into PEL or Contenders or any of that, look at what they do and prepare yourself for it. We saw early game in the previous one, Northern Lights got a player knocked. Now you know where they are. Boom, if you know what they like to do from this position, then you can try and make the counters up and available from early game. But now Winside and Riddle have found each other.
Distance is in play, though, so it's not the end of the world. Be able to bring each other back up, but they can keep taking pop shots at each other. The thing I'm most concerned about is Zen and Se7en were rotating together. Se7en had a lead on it. Zen's now rotated in further, but Frank is a solo player for Se7en, and Zen are heading dead straight for him.
Zoekt Een Naam, they're never shy to take a fight. Normally they tend to be passive early, as we said before, but have a guy in a vehicle come drive by you, why not shoot at it?
Center.
Quick math.
Dead center, of course.
Oh, don't even get me started on this. The only thing for Quickmath is they just left 2 compounds that are really, really good. The only thing with those compounds, and I think that's the reason they're opting to not stay down there any longer, is that it's very easy to get pinned in there. If the circle does go away from there eventually, because you're downhill with so many high ground positions around you, your vehicles are likely to get destroyed, or at least the tires will get popped. And whenever you do try to run away from there, if the circle goes away, then teams will decide to stay, even if the circle shifts away from them too, because they have kills on you, meaning that they wouldn't prioritize to spot the next circle. Also, look at the view they have from here. They can see everything.
Yeah, Tuayua, he's seen a lot. He's seen Lux try and make his way forward in the car. Nade's going to go out towards him as well. Tuayua doesn't want to overextend this too much just yet, as Desperado still managing to pick apart another Winside player, so that's 2 down for them now.
Ooh.
Ultra landing the headshot's going to force Tuayua to back away. He does not want to deal with this.
Legion as well, holding off rotations coming up towards the crater side of things. It's not an easy area to play around. They're so open, so much difference in in height around here. Such a hard place to really get proper fights in.
It's just because of the terrain in general, right? There's only, you can see him for a second, and then a little dip comes in. You're like, oh no, can't take a shot just yet. It's got to be very well timed when it comes down to it.
Also, even though you have the high ground, it can be hard to really get an angle and looking out towards your opponents because, well, I mean, every time you peek over the top, you saw right there before, you'll catch bullet flying your way.
Now, interestingly enough, Toby, on this western side now where the rotations have come in, we've got Se7en, we've got Avangar, and we've got Zen, all grouped together.
3 teams with similar play styles find themselves in the same area of the map too.
So you're still trying to land these nades onto Lux whenever he makes a move. But Lux is going to avoid it for now. He's going to keep himself ducking and diving and away from all the bullets coming out towards him. And I like this. He's already looking around to say, okay, well, where else could there be other teams coming from? Because you are stuck far out in the open here. You've got so many teams nearby.
See Tuho, he's trying to get a better angle on towards Lux. How many nades are you willing to really throw down? It's a utility thing, right? It's the utility thing.
Yeah, it's how much you want to spend on it, right?
Yeah.
It's, for me, when you see teams, you get the knock and they throw a nade, right? Makes perfect sense. When they throw multiple nades and they know where the players are and they continue to do it, but they're not connecting with it, and you watch them make slight changes, I'm like, at what point do you set yourself a number and just say, there's no need for this anymore? Because they're so vital in the late game that you can't be wasting them out early on.
They really are. Otherwise, than Se7en, they've been driving for a long time, but now they drove a bit too far. T-Bone and Ivel, they're going to say thank you. That's 2 easy points racked up. And for Frank and for Krabik, they should have either been in a position to cover the compound or do something with it, because I don't think they timed that one right.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there, because Frank was the person we mentioned earlier. He'd already rotated far ahead of his team. He had the space. He was the only one in front of Zen. Zen were actually at one point behind the rotation of Se7en, and then somehow they've all managed to catch up. And now Se7en is going to meet their makers in Avangar, as Frank finds himself getting knocked. 2-0 UO, Quickmath, and Co. They are going to be feeling very hot, and it's going to be hot under the collar because they're once again bringing that circle closer to them.
Arguably, though, this time around, it's a little hard area that they get the circle in. Equally so, no tag, not really finding themselves in the best situation ever. PG able to get themselves 2 points off of that vehicle explosion. Bjorn, he's been crawling for a long time, and he's a bit off from his teammates, but he does find himself some Tornado Energy players. Aliyah this time around is going to be the one caught off, and, well, I mean, he's aggressing. Solo player wants to get the flush.
Yeah, the super scout in Bjorn does need to be careful. Finds Melman. Tagged him up once, but that's all he's going to get for now. Melman now should make a decision whether he wants to back away or take this fight. And for me, I'd back away because your teammates, yes, they're close by, but you do not know what's on the other side of this.
That's the thing, and they're coming up now. So I think Bjorn called that. Guys, we got them on the run. Come up here and help me. We have a chance to get some kills here. And, I mean, they came up. but maybe a bit too late because it seems to me like Tornado, they've been allowed to reposition. Holy cow, Kravik sent it into the pit there and able to stay, but that's a rotation. Could have done a triple backflip there.
Kravik was styling. I love that.
That's a good suspension even on a bike.
Yeah, mate, that should have just
sent
thrown
him
him
through the
straight
floor.
off.
Sent him through the ground. It's more of a meteor than anything there.
And he's not got himself a bad spot, at least to just continue to stay alive and try and grind out some points, because the rest of his team have already been picked off by Zen and Avangar.
That's the issue, right? You know there's going to be people up on the hillsides around the crater, so you do not want to force yourself inside it should the next circle go away from there.
Nemerov taking constant shots here, finds himself the kill into Northwest and puts one less member of Live 4-4 AK, who did pick up that crate very early on Nixties.
And I think for PG, if it wasn't already a wake-up call to them, then now finding themselves in 9th has got to be. I mean, that must be the guys, you know what, we need to turn things around. And I think that's why we're seeing an aggression from them that we haven't really seen up until this point. They're lining themselves up much more to try and take rotation kills now. I mean, they need these points desperately. They want to get back up inside the top.
Well, they applied a lot of pressure here onto the no tag team players. Nemerov, he might be able to jump into this and catch Aros off guard. Goes to walk it up, and I love this. Take your time. There's no need to rush it. You've seen him.
Solo player as well.
Oh, this is huge. Nemerov waiting.
He's dead.
Patiently. Trigger finger. There we go. He takes his first few shots. Aros then gets lit up, and Nemerov, he takes full control of this, looking around to see if there's any no tag team players around him, but he does not have to worry about this just yet.
He couldn't see from the vehicle whether there was 1 or 2 people inside the car when it drove by, and whenever he was jumping out, he couldn't see if there was, like, he couldn't see when he jumped out of the car, so he was looking to see if there was a second player around as well before he jumped out. And well, Quickmath, they're still in it. It's not center this time. Well, you could argue that too. It was pretty much as center as you can be, but now this time around, as I said before, a little hard area to fight around.
Tubesig, you do not stand a chance, my friend. Nail Up will pick up the kill. PG18 will finish them all off, but no tag team were being sprayed up from every direction there, and they'll go out in 16th.
That's a nade.
Calvin Klein.
Throws
Long nades.
Turn. I was going to say, if that went in, that would have been absolutely insane. But not quite the case. Throw one more up there. Goes around and gifted down to low HP, but no knocks coming in.
Riddle also taking a few shots, though, towards Calvin Klein. Fakes there in the back lines.
Hard shifts in phase 3 and 4. I mean, that's just been the name of the game over the last couple of weeks. We've seen some crazy things that even though the circles go somewhat center early on, there's all these hard shifts coming into the mid phase of the game that just really makes it hard for all these teams. Look at the rotations coming in. The entire northeastern side is taken by Desperados and Winside, and all the teams now alive have to climb in from the west.
Spray downs coming in here from Combo. He's been shooting for the longest time. He's trying to see if he can pick off some of these Gamerlegion players. He's got his teammates nearby to him, and they're also going to take some shots towards top. He's taking a lot of damage coming in here. Asbury now out in the open as well, and Avangar realized we need to find some cover.
They need to get back in. Unfortunately, they wanted to be able to do some damage towards Gamerlegion before they came into the compound, but Tornado Energy made it hard for them to get an angle. Well, I mean, now they're there with them.
Effects getting one kill at least. Lots of smaller fights going on. Desperado still trying to wait for Winside to push down. They know that time will come soon enough, and they want to keep him pinned down.
Uh-oh, burning vehicle. Just take the tail off of Rip.
Oh,
Lux gonna get a nade thrown on towards him. He's gonna get knocked by Rip first. It's not gonna make a difference. He's gonna go down. Tuho might be able to get himself a finish off if he decides to go forward. But with Gifted and other people shooting towards him, it's gonna be a bit too much to ask for.
Rip will end up getting the kill, but 2OU's got a lot of information to play off of here. The other Besiktas players nowhere nearby, so we need a home. Can still hold on to what they've got here. They just need to be cautious of Quickmath's position.
Yeah, Moonwolf, they're trying to push on forward now as well. Zoekt Een Naam, they have got themselves into a decent spot. You see T-Bone trying to drive on forward. Page is going into, but Tamil is going to deny him the benefit of that. Zoekt Een Naam, they're not finding anything in this circle, and T-Bone is now all by himself.
T-Bone is just looking for a bit of help. He is completely out on his own. That nade got very close as well. There's a smoke down, but these nades are getting closer and closer, and Zen will go out in 15th place.
So good first game, followed by 2 games that didn't really go their way, unfortunately for them. could only keep that momentum going for so long, but good performance overall nonetheless. Should be able to maintain that first place spot, unless, of course, if Gamerlegion start putting up some good numbers here.
Sinzan biding his time with that shot. Finally makes it, but isn't able to connect it. Now they've got Desperado and Riddle firing non-stop at them, and also having a battle of their own at the same time.
The thing is, Riddle in a good spot down here on the southern side. They can hold off Desperado for a little while longer should the next circle shift away from them. We'll see now. Quickmath, how do you do it? How do you do it?
Love and life.
They rotated to Besiktas' compound in circle 1. And then they ran up the hill circle 2. And now we're in circle 5. And they're in the center.
You can't beat a team called Quickmath with your algorithms.
They're doing their quick
one
maths.
step ahead of you.
Yep. They've hired a guy to just sit and do all the math, and well, he's quick, so it's working.
Avangar now as they try to push on to Gamerlegion. Slowly trying to make their way forward, but a lot of damage has been done. Asrin's needing to get himself healed up. Nades and utility being used like crazy here, and Tok, that nade will land very close to him, do a lot of damage, and Avangar knows they need to try and save him, but the push is coming in. Very good reaction to Masperin and an Octave, but how much longer can they hold on for? It's not going to work out once again, and Avangar off the back of that second place with 4 kills are going to go out in 14th, and Gamerlegion are going to rip him apart with 4 alive.
Bjorn gets himself a triple off of it too. Very impressive done by him, of course. Once again, it's a team effort. But good to have a guy that you know can put up the damage when needed. And Silenzo, he's got an angle here. Comfort's been spotted, got greedy for the crate. Example goes down, and now he's all by himself.
Combo has to be careful. More shots coming out towards him, but Tornado are going to be finished off. It's Ronnie Cray to find him.
So, I mean, and Silenzo is going to get the safety of the finish off coming in. Means that the team is eliminated and he can crawl his way further forward, but maybe you should consider going back instead because Pelsic is by himself up on the hilltop now.
I do not like Pelsic's position at all here. He's gone too far away from his teammates and cover is only just coming in, but you've got 4 members of Moonwolf right ahead of you.
They're trying to hold the 2-2, but they're split with a valley in between them, and right now, if Northern Lights, I was saying, they could cut off Pelsic and Silencer and trying to make that potential retreat.
The nade still comes in though, and Silencer actually finds Occo, so that's him going down out of this one. Winside's still under heavy pressure, and it's not going to work out for them. They're still battling backwards and forwards here.
Gamerlegion go from one fight straight into another as well. Nail up, he's going to go down. He's spotted around the side, does manage to get down. Vex able to get the finish up on towards Bjorn, but all of a sudden Magan is alone, but he's going to make him pay, and Gamerlegion, they're turning things around here in game number 3.
That was close, but Gamerlegion came out on top. Solid stuff from them. Quickmath now trying to get themselves closer together. Moonwolf still stuck behind this rock. They've only lost 1 player, but they've got Northern Lights and Quickmath ever so close to them.
See Clip, he's landing shots. Yet again, he did get knocked, but the rest should be able to come in. As I say that, the circle is closing and he's on the outside of it, so I don't think that's going to be a thing. Calvin goes down. It's going to be them securing themselves a finish off, and as we can see here, bit of uphill push for Desperados to make, and now other teams are starting to shoot. And 2-0. Well, he's in the center. Quickmath, they have been inside of all circles today.
2-0 is the magnet.
Literally, they've been inside of all circles today.
That's what just dreams are made of.
In PUBG, for sure, yeah.
Oh, beautiful headshot, Nixties. Can he get the finish off? More damage coming out towards Fake. It'll Hanny be the one to do it. Nixty's like, I did the most damage. Let me have it back. That's my kill. Thank you. I'm happy now.
Man. See Moon, he spots them out. But once again, Moon, the solo sneaky peeky player, is trying to stay alive. So he's not going to start shooting. And now he was spotted. No. Immediately falls back down behind the hill.
He did not want to deal with that. He was well. He was like, if I stand here for a second longer, I'm definitely dead. And who is also going to be dead is Simsy. Besiktas once again struggling to get things going. Better position overall for him. But can they stay alive with what they've got?
We have 9 teams left, and we are down all the way to 19 players. So crazy how teams are still in it with few players up and alive. Moonwolf, the engagement finally happens for them. They need to make their way on forward in taking these fights. Quickmath, though, seem hard to deal with.
And Silenzo got taken out though, so it does make this somewhat more of an opportunity for other teams to fight within. Ronnie landing some shots finally here, spraying away, tapping away, trying to get the job done. Vex is just looking for a bit to hide behind, but he's got no options at all, and Gamerlegion will go out in 9th place.
Moon Ultra finally gets himself found. gonna go down. Ooh, nice reaction play from Tomil. He has a flashbang in hand. Not often time we see those picked up. Does it pop though? Did it work? Is Mise blind? He's committing to the rest. So it seems like he's not really paying off of it. But Tomil finds him, and Quickmath, off of 2 wins back to back, will find himself eliminated in 8th place, just followed by Winside in 7th.
Solid stuff there from Tomil. Not just the flash alone, but just his fast reactions and ability to push on that. Mise maybe overcommitted to try and res his teammate. Did end up costing him their chances with it. But we're going to have a new winner for our final game. It's only Riddle, though, who has more than 3 players left alive.
Riddle in a decent position with the elimination of Desperados. They made themselves some room to maneuver around. 4AK, as you can see here, they've committed to the other side of the hill. And they might want to consider peeking over the top. I know they want to eliminate Krabik and secure themselves a better placement for the team, but you have a team in Riddle crawling their way up towards you.
Krabik is hoping that people will continue to miss shots on him. Ronnie continuing to try and do this damage and finally gets it done. 7 will be out in 6th.
Seems like Sinsen and Riddle, they are making their way back down south towards the other side of things. Look at this position. That's exactly where Tuho was sitting.
There you go. He knew. Tom is also going to get a crate directly on top of him. Resu still just on the outside there. 4AK now starting to maneuver around. Riddle going to look to take control of the northern side. Lipsin and Rip9 are still up in it, though.
So that's what Besiktas did. So if we know where Quickmath are,
take them out.
We'll just sit close to them, and then we'll get circles.
Nixties. This is not the time, bro.
No, did he slide down the hill? The second I look over at the map stream, crazy things happens on the main screen. Happens though. It's these areas, man. Not easy to traverse through.
Not what you want at the timing it was, especially with Riddle pushing round here. Resu still out on his... Oh, they spot him. Oh, Resu.
Yeah, you did, buddy.
There we go. Moonwolf out in 5th, and that was an easy one for them to find. There's only so many angles he can look for there. But a respectable 5th place.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Good for them to get some good numbers in there. And also, I mean, both Riddle and 4AK, we need a home too. I mean, 2 of these teams remaining are the bottom 2 teams, and Riddle, they're down there as well, right? So really, really important for them to get some good showings here.
Rip, be careful. Don't poke your head out, mate.
It's going to have to eventually, because I don't think that part of the shack is in. Maybe it just exactly is inside that next circle. It's going to be cut in half, though.
He's trying to find a way to fight this, and I just don't fancy it.
He needs some help. I mean, either Lipson has to do something to attract attention, which wouldn't be optimal, or he just needs to land one hell of a headshot and start running. Because he cannot let himself get locked inside that shack, because that happens.
Tomo, though, going to find himself another kill here. Ooh, wasn't able to get the finish off. He went for it, and instead, Besiktas find themselves going out in 4th.
Gotta say, I like how he didn't commit to the flush there, too. He knew there was going to be one more round. He saw Nixties knocked earlier, and he didn't get finished off, so he knew there was at least one more player close by. And they wanted to get the finish in. Didn't happen. The level 3 gear really, really came in handy for Ronnie there.
Now, Riddle, they're the ones who have got the most control here. They're not directly center yet. They've been taking control of the north. They were trying to push around and find the rest of the 4AK players. But look at the kind of multitude of levels we have here because of the way this mountain works.
Riddle could be the team that just are too few players to hold off both these sides. I mean, if they aggress on 4AK, we need a home could come over. If they aggress on we need a home, that could be 4AK's chance to third party. So they really need to deal with these teams and need to do it quickly. Hannibro gets the first one down, and they need to have a player now looking the other way.
That was exactly what Riddle needed here. Now they've got Nixties to fire up against, but he's not done yet. He picked up that gear from, the first phase? A nade comes out, and he's going to take down Zinzan. We need a home now, and need to try and push on this and get involved if they can. This will be their way to try on the cleanup duty.
You cannot tunnel on this one. You have to commit to it. Whenever it's over, it's over. You need to start focusing the other way now as well.
Only going to come down to timing here. Lipson poked up. Nade going to be used. He's got 5 grenades to work with here. Hanny's right on top of the rock. The sun's in their eyes. The shots are being sprayed out. And Lipson, he still lands it. What an absolute boss. And he's going to try and push on this some more. 4 grenades in hand. He's ready and waiting. And York can only fall back.
Hanny missing way too many bullets. They only got him down 12 HP. And all of those bullets fired on there. 4AK, they're going to use the time to traverse around the hillside. don't need to engage on this. They want to just get in from the side and see if they can get themselves into a better position to get the engagement in from their direction.
Easily done here for We Need a Home. What a time to strike. Lipsin. Just the sun in his eyes, doesn't have the advantage there coming over the rock, and he still manages to do it. Impressive stuff. But 4AK now are going to see if they can turn this around in their favor. Lipsin looking for it. The first shot starting off here. Lipsin does a lot of damage, but he is so low on health. The nades are coming up, and he's not going to be able to survive, surely.
That is an aggressive place to prone down and start healing. I'm
Fair
not going to
play.
go away. I'm not going to go away from this combat. And you can see what's happening because of it. And the nades are flying up and above him because they thought he was going to disengage. So actually paid off for him really well there anyway.
Really impressive. He's managed to stay alive with this one.
Yep.
Lipsin now waiting to push over the top. Ronnie on half health, just healing himself now. Nixty's not too far away. And Hjort, in the meantime, is just crouched and proning as Ronnie, he's going to eat all the flames. So much damage going his way. Lipsin's well aware of what just happened, and he wants to continue to push on this. But Nixty's from the side. Huge work being done here, and they'll finish him straight off. This now puts Rip9 all alone. The teamwork coming into fruition here for 4AK.
1v2v1. Hjort, he's being way passive on this one. Wants to secure himself a top 2 guarantee, but he has a chance to really, really do some damage towards Nixty because they're both focusing on what's happening here with Rip right now.
Tunnel vision is not what you should be having right now. Ronnie yet to poke up into this Rip, looking towards his direction, waiting for it to go down.
Yeah.
Clearly got the sound cue coming in here. Ronnie's going to try and land some of these nades up towards him. Goes too far away.
Nixty has turned around to try and look the other way. I like to see it. Immediately reacts to it and say, you know what? We know there's one more somewhere. We cannot just full on focus and Rip up here. They have a good side of the circle to play from. They have the center as well. It's coming down on their side of the hill. So Hjort needs to make the crawl on forward. And Rip is just playing as safe as he can.
Rip9 just turned away. Did Ronnie see him at all there? They would have poked up around the similar sort of time. Nixty's right on the edge. More nades going up as well.
He knows where he is because of the traverse of the nades. It's just a matter of him poking his head up over. You can see he knows exactly where they both are. It's just a matter of spotting them, and it's not going to happen. And now Hjort, 1v2. What can you do here, buddy?
Hjort took so long just to get around here. He's looking for it. If he can start off with an engagement, turn it into a 1v1, that's going to be huge. Sees Nixties, can't land the shots though. Pressure is on. He's found 2 kills already and be looking to try and win this one out for his team. Shots coming towards him, and they both have a good idea of where he'll be sat. He's got no grenades to work with here other than the smokes, and he will start to try and use them to his advantage here. That circle's getting smaller, but these guys, they've got the teamwork on their side. He starts with the spray down. He's not able to make the shots connect, and a 12-kill win will be our final game there, going in favor of 4AK.
That's your last place team, by the way.
Yep, done it again.
It's crazy.
2 of our last place teams were in the top 3. We need a home there as well.
I know,
It's crazy.
It's absurd to me how these things happen. It just goes to show how there's no way in hell of telling what's going to happen. The one thing off today, though, that's the most crazy to me, is the game actually ended like on where Tuha was sitting for like 90% of the game. I don't know how Quickmath did this 3 games in a row, but that is... I'm not expecting them to get any more circles throughout this week because they used up all their luck in one day.
Is that the way it goes?
But they'll get hard shifted away from for the rest of the week.
Funny enough, I don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't think so
See
either.
it working in their favor again.
Actually crazy. And these hillside endings, I mean, they're as brutal as can be. I'd argue that some players even probably like the city endings more than these ones because they're very hard to play around and very, very difficult to be consistent in. It's so just the terrain difference and whatnot. Really, that's where it really becomes a Miramar game when you have these sort of endings.
Just to point out here, by the way, Quickmath may have ended this game in 8th place, but they still got 6 kills alongside it.
Yeah, good
so
game.
Every game today has been pretty big for them.
That is a solid performance. They've managed to pull off 47 points in one day.
Tomil stood out like a massive mad fact here as well. 6 kills out of the total of 7 for 4th place Besiktas.
This one.
Just impressive, man.
2-0 didn't get a chance to peek over.
He's
not
like,
at all.
I'm alive. Oh, no, I'm not.
Not going to happen. He's going to deny that for sure. And he even played it well here. You see, he gets the knock on the first one, has the angle on the second, so he knows he's down there, just weren't able to get the damage needed in. Really impressive. And for Ronnie, I believe both Ronnie and Nixis in the end of things had level 3 gear. That really became a news, really became a benefit. From this one, Hanny, he's going to be looking back at that in disgrace and hoping to aim better tomorrow.
Yeah, Lipson was just on point today, let's be honest. in that previous game
for
and
sure,
this
for
one
sure,
in general.
for
Just
sure.
on the individual hitting his shots, he was getting the job done. That's 22 points, though, coming in for 4AK. No matter where they are on the table, they still have that belief. They're still fighting for the pride, and this is showing that they've still got what it takes to take down some of the best teams in it. Besiktas, we spoke about them. They're still racking away over 11 out of this, and that's very impressive considering they went out in 4th with only 7 kills.
Winside, the only team in the bottom today we haven't really seen a whole lot from. Sure, they had the whole Moon crawling his way on forward in the previous game. Here, he crawled too, but only crawled his way to 7th place. Didn't really rack up that many points.
Wow.
4AK, though, up top, 12 kills shared between Ronnie and Nix. These really good performance. Then Tummel, of course, up there to share it as well, and the 6 kills overall. And Bjorn, once again, is showing his banner up top. Good engagements against the Tornado guys. Didn't over-aggress. That's what we've maybe been giving him a little hard time for. He gets those aggressive knocks, and then he wants to finish them off. That ends up getting him finished. I killed himself. But he got the knock, played it defensively, waited for his teammates, and it worked out.
Quickmath now with 258 points in it. I'm just double checking.
It is correct.
It's correct because 4AK have got themselves 1-6-1, so there's still a chance for them to jump into it. They'd have to have some phenomenal games coming into the next 2 days if they want to try and work their way into top 12. But Avangar now 13th outside of it. Riddle have overtaken them by 1 point.
Exactly. That 2nd place came in real handy. 4AK surpassing We Need a Home as well. So things are indeed getting close down there in the bottom of things, which essentially is what we're really looking for the most.
Yeah.
Is who's going to make it into that bottom or into the top 12,
Into
I guess.
the top 12, yeah.
Into the bottom 12.
Outside of the bottom.
Yeah, there we go. That's really what's going to make things interesting here, because that's essentially what these guys are playing for. The money are good. You're going to love the money, of course, if you're in the top. But right now, it's just about you want to get to Berlin. You want to get to Berlin with a chance of making it into the PL, right? And the fact that teams like 4AK can pull off wins, not just wins, but 12 kill wins, even more than that, it's insane. It's just no one's safe in this group whatsoever. Still got 12 more games to play.
Today was insane alone. Today was just absolutely insanity. Just on how Quickmath went down to it, how the magnets worked. Yeah, good maths there. Well done. Well done. You're not joining Quickmath anytime soon.
Nope.
It's like 6 games is all we've got. Yeah, 6 games is all it's going to come down to. We're going back to a wrangle tomorrow. That's me and Toby done and dusted for today. As always, I hope you guys have enjoyed the games. I honestly cannot begin to explain the madness we saw with the whole Quickmath, Magnetic pulling the circles towards them, but they did hold strong and even proved us on the final game, 8th place, but they can still get a good amount of kills alongside it. Let's see what they can bring to the table tomorrow, and let's see how these standings will look after that. Hope you guys have a good evening, whatever you're doing, and we will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. CEST.